Good morning, students, and Jai Hind. We are studying regarding the Western sociologist, and amongst the prominent Western sociologists, we are now going to focus today's on the Max Weber's bureaucratics views. Understand the Max Weber views on the bureaucracy. So before that, I would like to mention a little bit about the ideal typology. Understand? Now we have seen that in our previous class how the Max Weber, understand, he had now developed a new device for the study of the social action or the social actors activities, that or the value neutrality by the method of the value neutrality. I have already mentioned under the value method of value neutrality, a sociologist himself keeping away or herself keeping away from the society and keep himself in an imaginative position and condition, and then after he tries to draw the facts and try to find out the or arrive the near to the objectivity like the natural sciences. Understand? I have already mentioned, students, and in my previous just a lecture in on the videos, you can see or you can understand again well. Now to today a little bit in other methods, understand, or in the process of this value neutrality, he had mentioned a empathetic understanding. It means that without the aligned, without being aligned with the society, without the influencing the his study with his own ideas and the own views, understand, the when a, a sociologist keeps himself in a isolation or keep himself away, or now in a condition of empathetic not being aligned. It is the condition of not being aligned with the society and with the views, understand, or keep himself the neutral from the social values, understand. So now under this process, okay, and this understanding is called the empathetic understanding, in which he keeps himself isolated from the alignment within alignment of his views or the social views and the social activities which to which he is going to study. Understand? And now this is the, and one thing Weber also suggested another methodology. He had now and tool for doing the sociology. Tools he had now devised the tool for doing sociology, the ideal type. Now, an ideal type is a logical, consistent model of a social phenomena, a consistent model of the social phenomena that highlights its most significant characteristics, most significant features, that it is a phenomena that now highlights a most significant characteristics of the society, understand, or being a conceptual tools. This is the just as a very conceptual tools designed to the help the analysis. And these conceptual tools of the ideal typology helps in the analysis of the data, analysis of the study during the study, and helps in the analytical study of the society, or it is not meant to be an exact reproduction of the reality. Ideal typology is not just reproducing the actual or the real events or the activities, this and the reality. No, but it is the near the reality. It is maybe the near the reality, but not the reproduction of the reality. Ideal type may exaggerate some features of a phenomena. In the ideal type, understand, ideal type of the typology, some features and some features of phenomena are considered analytical, exaggerated. In this one term has been used here. In this ideal typology, understand, certain exaggerations we can find. Exaggeration means the things which actually the more the to tell more the things actually exists. This is the called the exaggeration. In the means the a little bit hyperbolic, a little bit the exaggeration and telling the more about the something which is actually, understand. So this is called the exaggeration. So here the in the typology exaggerations may be there. This is the well accepted, and the some features of the phenomena that are considered to be the analytically important. This is the some phenomena that is the analytically very important. Understand? Or ignore or downplay others. Understand? This ignore or downplay the others. Obviously, an ideal type should correspond to reality in a broad sense. This is the now here. Obviously, an ideal type should correspond to the reality in a broad sense. This correspond to the reality in a very broad sense. Although it is the by name we can say the ideal typology and having the exaggeration, but in the broad sense it helps in the analytical study of the society. Understand? And the more obviously an ideal type should correspond to reality in a broad sense, but its main job is to assist the analysis. I have already mentioned its main job is to assist the analytical study of the social phenomena and the society, or by the bringing about the important features and the connection of the social phenomena, the bringing about the social and connection of social phenomena. An ideal type is to be the just by how helpful it is the analysis. Now it is the just how this is the helpful in the analytical study of the society. For that, and understanding not by how accurate, it not be the too accurate. It is not just not by the how it is accurate or detailed a description it provides. Understand? Because this is the not a accurate study. This is the ideological type, or the ideal type was used by the Weber, particularly the Weber. Understand? He had used this ideal type of the methodology, analyze the relationship between the ethics of the world religion and the rationality. The two world is now ethics of the ethics world, religious beliefs and the religious world and the beliefs, and other hand the rationality. So between that he wanted to establish a relation between the religious world, understand, and the rational world through the methods of the ideological types. And now, moreover, it was in this context Weber suggested that ethics of certain Protestant sects within the Christianity had a deep influence of development. The only thing is that he wanted to say that the religion had the deep impact on the society. For example, the Catholicism, understand, and now the developed and the immersed in the European society. Understand what was the background? What was the factors behind this? The main factors of the ideological factors was that the religious, the Calvinism, okay, a kind of the Protestant religion, Calvinism, that helped in the emergence of the Catholicism there. It now gave a certain type of the ideology this religion, Calvinism, a Protestant religion, gave and gave, now the provided and gave, or the now delivered such kind of the ideology, understand, to the people, understand, to the society. Now under that circumstances and conditions, the Catholicism began to be realized. In its sermons, in the sermons of the Calvinism, okay, the Capitalist ideology hidden, and Capitalist ideology now arose from the religious preachings, from the religious sermons. The Capitalist ideas emerged in the European society. Understand? And now Weber again used the idea illustrate the three types of the authority that he defined as the traditional three type of the authority. He had now described first traditional, charismatic, or the rational legal. Three type of. While the source of traditional authority was the custom and precedences. Source of the traditional authority, the custom and precedences. Charismatic authority derives from the gift of the grace. Understand? Charismatic, the charismatic personality, the charismatic behavior, or the charismatic personality. Understand? That is the from the gift of the grace. Understand? And the third is the rational legal authority. Rational legal authority. The third, based on the legal demarcation of the authority. Legal demarcation authority I have taught you. So this is the based on the legal demarcation of the authority, rational legal authority which prevailed in the modern times. And this rational legal authority prevailed in the modern society. Understand? Times was the epitomized in the bureaucracy. This had been the epitomized as a bureaucracy. In a term of bureaucracy. Understand? We have to be the study about the bureaucracy. So the rational society. Understand? The emergence of the rational type. Now the rational type of the three type of the amongst the three types of the authority. The rational type of the authority he had now focus, and we are going to study about that. First of all, understand bureaucracy. Now we can see, understand, now the bureaucracy from the top to bottom in a political structure, in a administrative structure, from the top to bottom, understand, the officials, the competent officials or skilled officials who are working and who are engaged in the working, understand, engaged in the accomplishing the policy and programs of the they are involved in the implementing on the ground the policy and programs of the government and any political parties. Understand? They are known as the bureaucrats. We can say the administrative officials of the bureaucrats from top to bottom in a very collective manner. Understand? To achieve and accomplish the policy and programs of the government, understand, or the state, they are involved in the implementation on the ground level of these policy and programs, which orders comes from the top and in a hierarchical manner, understand, and they implement on the ground. Understand? So this is known as the bureau. This accomplishment. Understand? This is the for to accomplish their jobs and their tasks. Understand? Given to them, and a collective efforts they make. So these top brass officials who are engaged, understand, and in the collective manners, so they are called the bureaucrats. Understand? Bureaucrats. Bureau means office. Understand? And the crats, they are the officials, holders. Understand? And they now execute the policies of the government, and they have the certain objectives, policy and programs or they all are. So here a briefing, my own words, I have given the definitions to you about the bureaucrats, top officials from top to bottom. Understand, in a collective manner, who accomplished the government's policy and programs, they are the bureaucrats. They come under the columns of the bureaucrats. So here, in mode of the organization was promised premises the separation of the public from the domestic world, and this bureaucratic power now keeps understand away a bureaucrats from the domestic world and the public and the domestic world, separates public life, understand, and the domestic life. So this makes the separation bureaucrats are the separated from the public life and from the domestic life. And now this means that behavior in a public domain, the bureaucrats, the official, imagine the officials, they are working. The now domain was regulated by explicit rules and regulation, and their work, their behavior, the bureaucrats, the officials' behavior in a public life is completely regulated, explicitly regulated by the rules and the regulation, explicitly regulated. And moreover, as a public institution, bureaucracy restricted the power of the official in regard to their responsibilities, and did not provide the absolute power to them. Now their power is the confined, their power is the restricted, their jurisdiction defined. Whosoever, district magistrate, block development officer, understand, commissioner, all the prime minister, this president, their power is defined and the limited and the confined. Their power is and the rules, and they work according to the rules and regulation. They have no, though they can't cross their jurisdictions, a span of their power. They can't cross this because they have to be the work under the guidelines, under the brackets of the rules and regulation laid down and given away to them. They have been assigned the responsibility. Understand? So this is the responsibility, and did not provide the, and in this way they are not provided the absolute power. Understand? Because their power is defined or restricted by the defining the power. If you define anything, we are going to restrict their limit. We are going, if you define the somebody, their powers, and now it means that we are going to restrict their span, their vastness of their powers, if you defines the powers. Understand? So here we are. Bureaucratic authority is characterized by these features. Now these bureaucratic officials, they have the certain features. This bureaucracy, these officials, and they are working had the certain features. The first features we are going to see the functioning of the official. Second is hierarchical ordering of the position. Third is reliance on the written document, not oral orders, written documents, and office management, and the code of conduct in the office. These are the main features. First, the functioning officials. Now, functioning of official within the bureaucratic officials have fixed area of the official jurisdiction. If their area, their work of the every officials and the bureaucratic officials, their work is defined and governed by the rules, laws, and the administrative regulation. Rules, law, according to that they act. Every officials and bureaucrats, and the regular activities of the bureaucratic organizations are distributed in a fixed way of the official duties, and their duties are distributed in a very fixed way. They work every day, they work according to their duty allotted to them, fixed duty. Moreover, commands are issued by the higher authorities. One thing is that commands, we know, The every commands comes from the minister, from the joint secretary, joint secretary. Then after that the commissioners, deputy commissioners. After that the district magistrate, block development officers, and then after the on the ground. Understand? These commands comes from top to bottom in a hierarchical manner, in a order, in the order of the ranking of these officials. Their order is from top to bottom. In a hierarchical order, they work in a manner of the hierarchical order. Or now, moreover, commands are from the higher authorities for the implementation of by the subordinates in a stable way. Subordinate officials work under the higher officials, and but responsibility of officials are strictly delimited by the authority available to them, and their work officials responsibility is strictly restricted or delimited by the authority available to them. Strictly their authority is delimited, and here strictly as duties are to be the fulfilled on a regular basis. They have to perform their duty regular basis, or only those who have the requisite qualification to perform, they are the employed. Only those people who have the requisite qualification, they are the employed. Now in our country, the employment is given in the bureaucrats are employed at the union level or the national level by the union public service commissions, state level, the state the state public service commission, through they are the appointed. Understand? Or they deserves, when they qualify the examinations and the interview, then after they are the employed. So they must have the qualification to perform their duties, or their because of that they are the appointed. Official position in the bureaucracy are independent of the incumbents, as they conduct beyond the tenure or tenure of any occupants. Understand? Next thing is that hierarchical ordering. I have already mentioned, students, regarding the hierarchical orderings. Understand? Hierarchical orderings means from top to bottom, like that, like this. Yes, like this. Here is the top. Understand? This is the hierarchical order. So these officials work as according as their hierarchical orders, and the authority office are the placed on the graded hierarchy, where the higher officials supervise the lower official. The work of the lower officials, understand, are supervised by the higher officials. Understand? Or they are the entitled to, they are the given entitled to now supervise the work of their subordinates and the lower official. This allows a scope of appeal to the higher. So now this allows the appeal to that if the lower officials are suppressing or the any grievances have it, so they the public have, understand, have the chance, and they have scope put their complain against their lower officials for their relations to the higher officials. This is the higher official in case of the dissatisfaction with the decisions of the lower official. If the lower officials decisions are not satisfactory, so the people and public have the right can have the right to appeal to the higher officials. That is the hierarchical system has been the made here, to listen and to hear, for hearing of the appeals of the public. Understand? So in this way, next thing, the reliance on the written document. Everything in the offices are done in the written documents. Written, all the orders and commands comes through the writing, and whatever the official and authorities, they have the right and responsibility, that is the written responsibility. And the bureaucratic organization carried out on the basis of written documents, the files, which are the preserved as a record in every office, in the every bureau and the office. There all the records, understand, documents are uh, kept, preserved, and there is a accumulations in the decisions making in the bureau or the office. It is also the part of the public domain, which is the separate from the private life of the officials. This is the public domain. These are the done. Understand? These records are kept or the done in a public, in the bureau or the office. That is the quite separate from the private, their private life. The part their officials, their public life, and the defines. Second thing is that office management. This is the one of the important part of the administration. Office management, and office management is the specialized and modern activities. It required the trained and skilled personnel who help the bureaucrats. Understand? There are many of the personnels are appointed. They are the very skilled in the dealing with, and trained. They are the trained as skilled, and the personnel conduct the operation of the office. In the office, understand, where the officials or the officers sit down, and then after he is now under his supervision, entire office is managed, and or the management is office management is done, and these personals now assist him, trained personals, for the smooth conduct of the his work. Next thing is that conduct of the office and officials activities. We see that demands the full-time attentions the official, irrespective of his delimited hours. Delimited. Students, the few points. One point is remains. Understand? In the next class, I shall explain that. One point conduct in the office. One point is remains that this Western socialization will be the ended. Sociologist will be the ended, and then after the Indians, about the Indian sociology, in the next class we shall start. Thank you very much.